I'm struggling a wee bit with what my husband's been up to while I've been out. There's me getting all ready for Christmas and getting all like in the festive spirit and foraging and that. And then I come back and my husband has made a mess.
Oh, am I on camera?
Yeah.
Alright, so you've got all these little valleys which are running down the hill. So whenever we want to walk up and down our land, we're walking through really soft, shitty areas. So what I'm doing is intercepting those and just creating a very subtle new flow path longitudinally across here. We'll then discharge it into the head of Snipe's Swale and keep that topped up with water coming off the hill and keep our walk dry. Talk to me.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what this...
Well, that's the new path. I was contemplating going ahead on the high road, but that didn't make sense.
That's just going to make... You've just said about drying out our path, so that's just going to make it absolutely pissy wet down there.
I'm going to bring it around. That may stay wet until we do some earthworks and raise that land up through there. It only needs a little bit. Or what we're doing here, you can see this is already starting to take water coming across. So rather than going down there, we'll get it across into there. Can you turn the camera around on your face? I think your face is funnier. Oh there, come and have a look.
I haven't got any wellies on.
Yeah, I think you should be alright. So, again, like this is so subtle. Like
It doesn't look particularly subtle to me, I can't be honest.
So where I've started is the first flow path, which is where that body patch is always there.
Yeah.
So we've now intercepted that. We'll bring it around. I went a little bit nearer to the hedge than I wanted. This is going to be a pond here ultimately. Just a little scrape, nothing big. So the water's now filtering down. That's all filled up beautifully. And so it's just sweeping down. And then we'll bring it around into the scrape.
I don't understand why you're going down there. Why aren't you going that way?
Because twofold, two reasons. I'm wondering if there's a spring line just here, because there isn't much sign of water running down this valley. It's wet, and we are going to be picking bits up. I wonder if there's a spring line further down which we want to tap into to then bring it round. Secondly, I'm working with the levels. That's going uphill. I'd have to excavate that. You can see how much I'd have to excavate through that path. So I don't want to do that. What do you think?
I'm horrified.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
Yeah, I can
I
see
think
that.
you can see that on my face, really.
Yeah, I can.
I really don't understand why you just didn't dig through there.
Because that's a nice bit of high, dry ground.
Yeah, so this is just going to be a massive... Where is currently dry and we walk on a fairly regular basis.
We'll walk here. Like, it doesn't make any difference. Rather than walking here, you walk here.
This is just going to make it piss wet down here.
I'm still keeping the faith.
I think it will be a pond in the way. I'm normally right about these things. It physically hurts me to see scars on the land like that. Like, I really, really find that quite upsetting. This is not what I expected at all.
Could look worse. I haven't finished it. I need to just come and tidy this up. I'm just getting the full right.
Righty ho. have to give it to him. All this water that is coming down here, Toby spotted a while back, and I was completely oblivious as to, I knew it was wet, but I didn't know how much water was coming down here. This area behind me, which is now filling up with water, it used to hold a bit of water, not a lot, but enough to house a small family of snipe, actually quite a decent sized family of snipe, and they've been here for the last 2 seasons. When we dug the access point for the cattle to be able to come across from one side to the other, in doing so Toby dug around to create a bund so that this would actually fill up more than it was previously, but in doing so unfortunately a leak was created, and so it was filling up, but then it was also draining again. So Toby's been rather worried about it because we haven't seen the snipe. We did have them here, and then they've gone again. Now, whether or not that's the two are related or not, it's been upsetting him. So Toby knew about this water that was up the hill, these sort of 3 springs that he's been referring to. So what he's done is he's essentially tapped into those and brought it into this scrape behind me, so that this pond here is now filling up again. So hopefully the snipe will return. It may be that they've gone for the season, but you know, we've got to increase our chances. This is the little leak that we've got. It's quite a big leak, actually. So any water that's coming into there, it is ultimately flowing out into the river, which is a shame because we want it to fill up, which is why we did this bund here in the first place. So at least now there is water coming in, and then when he gets around to fixing that leak, which you can see how deep, well, you can't see, but it's quite a deep leak. Lord knows how he's going to fix that. Well, Toby will be very pleased. Look at all this lovely water in here. He'll be very pleased with that. First of the wetlands. Oh, he's done a good job, that boy. He's so determined. It's a lot bigger than we expected. Look at the size of it. But yeah, that's a proper pond we've got now. It's really cool. This is going to be such important habitat. And this was just literally like just a little boggy area before. Look at the size of it. It's amazing. So cool. And he built this bund, so that's just kept it in a bit. And then we've got to keep this bit dry so that we can walk around it on this side. He's got this overflow channel here, and look, we've got a new water feature. Not quite sure we were expecting to be quite that fierce. There's a lot of water coming down, it's amazing. Okay, we've got our own little waterfall, which is rather cool. Don't know if you remember a little domestic that Toby and I had when I came around here and I saw the carnage that he had created for the first time. I mean, a little bit of a disagreement about whether or not he was going to flood the path, and I think I bet him 50 quid that he was going to flood the path. Exhibit A, I think you'll find that I was right, although he is going to argue with this because the area that we were talking about it flooding was back there, not this bit here. So I think you could say that we were both right or we were both wrong, and I think that probably voids the 50 quid bet, I would say, in the interest of marital bliss. I'll go with that word.